Alright, we are in week 6 of recovery from my bicep tendon surgery, and we're starting to get into a little bit of resistance training, physical therapy, and if I'm going to claim the title of world's strongest Marine, I better get back after it. So, the world's strongest Marine must first be the world's cleanest. Daughter and I were painting her headgear. Hey, well, what's she in well, I'm live streaming. I didn't know at some point you wanted to participate.
I'll participate when I eat my food.
Because we're still going to paint our
okay.
also need to do your mouth guard. Yeah, don't please do that.
Everybody,
Hey,
I know to participate. Later.
Love you.
Bye.
What we got on here? Any absent Jarls? So, my laptop took a crap. I mailed it back to the office. They're gonna send me a new one. So in the meantime, I got this thing. They gave me this iPad, and I've never used it. I gave it to my daughter. I'm like, here, you can have it. Normally, in the field, let me see here. How do I live? Okay, there we go. Normally, when I'm in the field, the guys carry the iPad so they get access to the drawings and everything. But with that Galaxy, it's almost a tablet. I can run all the apps on my phone, so I don't need this thing. This 3 college assignments dropped my grade by 10%. Why? Because your PC took it down? Wow. So, something my boss told me. I had this issue one time before. My laptop stopped working, and I was late on a super important document they needed to get a project started. This was years ago. I gave the excuse, well, they knew my laptop blew up. And he said to me, he goes, a person in your position, we don't care. Nobody cares about excuses. You got to find a way to get done. And I'm thinking, well, I don't have a computer. Like, what am I supposed to do? And one of the laborers came out, and he kind of overheard our conversation, and he said to me, he goes, you could have went to the library. I'm like, oh yeah, I could have. Honestly, I know that sounds stupid, but libraries got computers. I could have hijacked my wife's. It's one of those things where it's like, you got to kind of figure it out, there's got to be a backup plan. But, I'm not telling anything you don't know. I don't want to see your grades drop 10% though for missing assignments. That sucks. That is a bummer. So like in my case, my boss wouldn't want to hear it. I had to send an email off today, and I couldn't get my laptop to charge. I needed like 10 minutes of battery so I could get this I was working on these files for hours. Like on Friday, I spent 8 hours typing these things up, and I just needed enough time to send them off. And had I not gotten that email out, my boss would not have, me not having a laptop that worked would not have been an excuse. I could have went to the office and used one of theirs, or a library, or whatever. Broke into my neighbor's house and smothered her with a pillow and used her PC, whatever. Yeah, 87 is pretty good though. That's 3.5? My training is kind of backwards. I'm just doing about 4 or 5 sets per muscle, training every session. Training most muscles 3 days per week, making gains. I just really need to study blocks. Let me read this again here. Also, my training is kind of backwards. I'm doing about 4 or 5 sets per muscle every training session. Most muscles 3 days per week. Making gains, just really need to study. 4 or 5 sets per muscle. What kind of weights you working with? Like, what would you say your RPE is? Noah, what's up? Uh, I when I went the first time I enrolled in a university class for engineering, I had a 3.8 GPA. I was at the top of the class, and they were going to kick me out for attendance. They said your attendance is an issue, and I said, well, okay, if I have a 3.8 GPA and I'm passing everything, why does it matter what my attendance is? And they said, well, the attendance is part of the curriculum. We're trying to teach young people to. And I'm like, okay, I just got out of the Marines and I work full time. I don't need college to teach me to like integrate with life. Like I need to pass this class so I can get promoted. I didn't understand it. I was like, I'm paying you my money to learn this stuff, and I'm learning it. You guys are doing great. Uh, but yeah, they were going to kick me out for attendance. Um, or, well, kick me out. I don't know if that's the right. I don't think they would drop me from school, but. So, eh. I'm weak as hell. Most weight I could ever push is like 200 pounds. I don't deadlift my knee. Well, okay, when I say RPE, um, I mean rate of perceived exertion. Like, it doesn't matter what the weights are. You lift what you lift. Everybody's where they're at. 200 pounds might, Hey, at one point when I first started training, a 225-pound bench was like mind blowing. I couldn't, that was like a huge milestone for me. Um, so 170-pound bench was an RPE 10, let's say, like where I was at that first year I was training. But you can kind of gauge like where it's not about how much you're lifting, it's about how much you're able to lift and what level of exertion you're putting forth when you're doing these training sets. So if you're at a 170-pound bench, let's say, that's where you're at. But how hard are you pushing? How close to your 1 rep max or how close to your maximum effort are you pushing when you're doing these training sessions? The reason I'm asking is because going by what you wrote, I'm just trying to ascertain if you're doing too much volume. And maybe there's like it seems counterintuitive, but sometimes you can make better gains if you back off a little. I look good, 176 pounds, 5'10", and I'm getting bigger, just weak as hell. Do you want to be stronger, or do you just want to be pretty? I mean, some people don't care. Some people don't give a shit if they're strong or not. But even then, there's an efficiency scale, like with hypertrophy. If you're trying to get like a chiseled beach physique. I don't know. I'm blasted. Typically, I can't rep out heavier weights, even though I'm not a failure. I can barely rep 150 for 12 when I'm trying to see this actually get a good pump. Move a smaller weight, just push still. Get a job, juice head. Oh man, Aaron, so I agreed to hang out with your mom full time, and she was supposed to pay me, but it ain't working out. My pecs fall off in about 1 or 2 sets. That's confusing. Aaron says, "Get a job, little bro." Let's see what Aaron looks like here. Hey, Aaron. Hey, Aaron. Listen here, Aaron. What are you, 12? Nah, it's all good. I don't. I'm not top of my game today, Aaron. Normally I'm a smart ass back, but I had a long day at work, incidentally. No, you guys don't have to delete that one. That's all good. The comment was a contribution or a continuation. Okay, so back to you. Any absent? I trained till absolute failure for about 2 sets and go heavy for maybe two. You're young. You could probably get away with that for a while, but it's going to burn you out. Um, what are you trying to do? Tell me what your goals are. What in a perfect world, if you had the perfect program and the right amount of time to do it, what would you like to get out of it, realistically? I think I'm going to do like a light full body workout today. I started doing a little bit of resistance training on this arm. I just did curls with a little 5-pound weight. So I'm getting really close to being able to start training again. Hamstring's still hurting though. Oh man, the knees are screaming at me. That's from carrying Aaron's mom around. Tell her to lay off the kielbasa. Oh, did you hear that pop? Trying to get the knee over the toe here. This one out. Okay, what's we got here? We got little corn doggy. I like that name. What did you say? I'm 12 and can curl 25 each arm. Is that good? I don't know. I mean, depends, I guess. 25 is a lot of weight. I don't really work out with much more than that when I'm doing curls. I think maybe 35, 45, somewhere in there. But I don't really see curls as a metric of strength, just because of how you know what I noticed that. So it's Koba's asking where my neck's going, and I noticed the screen seems like it's a little compressed when I'm watching it on TV. Interesting. Ian, what's up, brother? I've got Ian Miller in the house, an aspiring bodybuilder. Is a naval recruit, joined the Navy. We got Mikey. You inspire me, bro. I really wanted to see how far I could go in powerlifting. Hopefully one day be a world-class powerlifter. Hell yeah. That's awesome. I'm really glad to hear that. I just started doing resistance training on my bicep again. I'm working out with 5 pounds. I know that sounds pretty retarded, but it's a start. That means I'll be back in the game here in no time. I banned him for being 12. Yeah, no, actually, that's fine. I don't care if guys are minors or young under the age of 18, but if they're going to troll and admit to being underage, I kind of gotta, like, I can't really engage with them because that can cause problems. The stream is wider. Yeah, I've noticed that. Isn't it weird? Let me see something here. How's that? Is that? It's like the camera's. The angle's weird. Let me see. What is this here? Damn! Green screen. Hell no. Yeah, we don't want that. You know what? I'm not gonna fuck with this stuff. We're just gonna live with it. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it alone. Bobby, what's up, brother? Bobby's in the house. I don't think my neck's disappeared. I think it's this tank top I'm wearing. Now you look tiny, you little itty bitty girly man, yeah. The camera looks stretched. I don't know why though. Why is it stretched? Why would this be stretched? What is going on with this piece of crap? I don't know what setting is doing that. I don't even want to mess with it. What does this button do? Highlights saved to your channel and as an unlisted now. Let's see, this one does what? Oh, hell no. What happened? Okay. No, that's not it. Here, retouch is on. I don't want to mess with that. You know what? I don't really want to fuck with it. What's this? Chat filter. Okay. I don't know. What's this one do? Retouch off. I don't know. I don't know, guys. All right, what do we got here? I just bought a massage gun, so I got this one here. I call this the. This is a Hyper-Ease. It's just top of the line. They actually use these in the physical therapy offices. You know what's really cool? Hey, Bob, you're a veteran. You know what's cool about the VA? They will literally send you any piece of equipment you ask for, whether it's a massage gun or just like whatever, heart rate monitors, oxygen monitors. So I can't really, I just had bicep surgery, so I can't really strike yet. Do I like mine? Yeah, it's pretty intense though. That thing is like, doesn't really have a low setting. It's like high, higher, and holy shit. But you know what's cool is I am married to a board certified massage therapist, so She's way better than the gun, let me tell you. Gonna be my old 50-year-old man stretching routine. Yeah, the hamstring's still tender on this side. Ooh. Whew. Oh, stupid little fucking. Got my. Wait. Oh, shit. See. Oh, man. Pulled hamstring. Normally said that thing's like a little bit above my head height, and I usually come and out and kick it a bunch of times for a warm up, and I'm having a hard time reaching it. I can't seem to get that leg loosened up. The body beat down. What's up, brother? Thanks, Jonathan. Call me K, but I don't care. But this man is fine AF, unfiltered content. Thank you. Hey, that's nice to hear a compliment. Usually people in YouTube comments are like, "You suck. You should delete yourself." Oh, thank you. It's Kobo. He's a bicep tear. Oh yeah, so I have my cast off, so I can now fully extend my arm. I can supinate and pronate. And I started doing really light resistance training. Still can't. Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. So I got one big arm and one little one. But now that I can start working it out again, it'll catch up. I was gonna do some Muay Thai, you know what I'm saying? But I think I want to do a little bit of training, weight training. Just a light, full body workout. I'm not gonna go super heavy. I think I'm gonna go barefoot too. I'm not gonna put my squat shoes on. I think I'll probably still put my arm brace on for this, just as a precaution. Oh yeah. Yeah, that hurt. That hurt just a little bit. So we're gonna wear this arm immobilizer just because. The dogs are barking. Let me see who's here real quick. Everything all right? There you. Hey. Ah, it's just the neighbor's kids. All right. Jonas Info says hello. I guess we know what hand he uses most, if you get what I mean. No, man, hey, check it out. I'm ambidextrous, baby. I can go both. Like those shorts. Martin Terry. These are standard issue Muay Thai shorts. If you train Muay Thai, this is what you would wear. This is what they issue you. And I agree. I don't know where. Oh, hey, what's up, Christina? Hey, baby. I was gonna say, where is my wife? I thought she was gonna moderate for that. There she is. Christina Remington. My wife is an exotic beauty. She's 5'9", just a hair and a little shorter, taller than me. She's got long legs. She's built like a, I'd say like an elf, but not like a Keebler elf, but more like the elf from like Lord of the Rings. Joaquin Lopez says, buff for an old guy. I'm buff for anybody. I was about to say, like, go to the gym and I get these. There was this 60 or 70-year-old man, pretty ripped dude. This kid came up to him and said, man, when I get to be your age, I hope I'm like you. And he looked at him and he goes, you ain't like me now. Snap, damn. I mean, I would have just said thank you. Where is the... Oh, where? I'm going to throw the sleeves and the socks on just because of... Just for the minute it takes to throw these on, you get better sets out of them. The heels let you sit back into it a little better, and the knees just alleviate the pain associated with having 50-year-old knees. What's up, Zyro? Okay. What do those do? What do? Are you from Tennessee? No. When did you start lifting? About 11, 12 years ago, heavy, seriously. It's good to see you back, and the cast off won't be long. You'll be going crazy heavy, making yourself proud again. Yes, but I gotta be careful not to push it too fast. Bob, you remember me? Yes. What are you, Joaquin? What are you asking? Are you asking about the sleeves or the shoes, or what are we talking about here? What is it you would like? Does he use KY? No, I have a gel from what is it? What's the name of that store? Adam and Eve. They have their own brand of lubrication, which is similar to KY, but it's better. But the only time I need lube is with your mom, though, because she's drier in the desert. Holy crap. You know, I got a kayak and I've been going fishing. Nice. I just got a spear gun today. Spear gun, man. You know what? You just gave me an idea, dude. I got this 200-pound recurve crossbow with optics that shoots bolts with these broadheads that'll split an elk in two. I bought it because I wanted to go bow hunting. So when I first moved to Nevada, I thought I could cheat the system and get bow hunting tags if I bought a crossbow, not realizing that it falls under the same as rifle tags. So I basically wasted all that. So I got this badass crossbow, And it's very satisfying to shoot it. I mean, this thing is like a laser at 100 meters. It has no drop, and when it hits a like with an 80-pound compound bow, we got this big block that you shoot into, and the arrows get buried about 6 inches, 8 inches. This fucking crossbow will put the bolts almost all the way through them, and you can hardly get the bolts out. You have to pull them through the other end. So when I'm telling you this thing hits, it hits. And I was wondering, could I use that for fishing? Is it possible to just take that sucker and just bang? Hey, who's in my vehicles? All right, Rockman, what's up? Got a proper lifter in the chat. That's Stuart MC. Hey man, Simplified is dropping by to say hello. Godspeed with your bicep. I'm not a Marine, but my dad, uncle, and grandpa are thanking for your service to our country. Thanks, Stuart. I appreciate that. Got a lot of jarheads in the family, huh? You ever thought about taking the plunge? Or are you like, I don't want to deal with these? You know, one thing I've noticed is a general rule. Notice that when Marines get out of the service, they are way more hardcore than when they were in the service. You know what I mean? All right. turning into a death trap. Yeah. How many MIG TRT? Miss Kanemi FPV. What is that information going to do for you? Well, since I got surgery on March 9th, I haven't been taking anything. Except, I just started, yesterday as a matter of fact, I'm taking tests again. And I'll be starting at 170 a week. Goody 708, soft. Yeah, I am. I pride myself on that. I am a softie. Were you deployed during the Gulf War? Yes, technically. So I wasn't in Operation Iraqi Freedom, if that's what you're asking, Rock. But yeah, we were considered Gulf War veterans, yes. So, I guess I would say for the purposes of conversation, no. Just because people want to know, were you actually over there in combat during Desert Storm, Desert Shield? No, I was not. But technically, Gulf War veterans were up to 1998 because they never had a ceasefire, so it was still active combat zones when all the expeditionary units that deployed after that. Now, if you're talking about OAF, yes, for the invasion portion of it, right before I got injured. But again, I didn't see combat, so no. Did that answer your question, Rock? I aspired to join the Corps as a kid, but sold dope in my teens, got a felony, did 5 years. When I got out 24, they wouldn't let me enlist. I would have served, but it's all good. Yeah, man, you know what? We all have our life path. Yeah. What can I some of us went to college, some of us went right to work, some of us are entrepreneurs, we opened up businesses. You know, some of us joined the service, some of us joined the Peace Corps and went to Africa. You know, it's like some of us didn't do shit. Some of us still live with our mother. Looks like you need more room in there. I can't disagree with you, Anthony. Sorry about the washer, everyone. It's almost done. Oh, can you guys hear that? I didn't even think about that. Man, that's a bummer. I'm not going to stop it. Give me a second. I'm going to run to the little boys' room here real quick. Holy shit, it's raining out. So, now, to answer your question specifically, Rockman, was I in Iraq, in a combat zone, during a time of war? Yes. So, 1995 was Operation Eager Mace and Operation Infinite Moonlight. And we were 30 miles into Iraq. And there was I forgot which battle group, the naval group, it was the USS Lincoln's battle group, which I believe was my sister deployed on that boat at that time. She might have been. She was in the Navy. They shot down an Iraqi MiG and who crossed the no-fly zone, and they were massing troops up on the border. So they sent the 11th Marine Expeditionary Unit and an Army brigade, which we got attached to, and I can't fucking for the life of me remember the name of it. But we actually went into Iraq about 30 miles, but there really nothing happened. Case, I don't know if that answers your question, but I mean, Rock, you can always hit me up. I'll give you my. You guys could probably. I'm sure the internet's probably looked up my DD-214 and knows my service record pretty well by now. And they're going to be really disappointed. I was an artillery pogue. Not much to tell. I loved my job though. It was a lot of fun. Was there a war or series of war in history that interests you the most, Stuart MC? I love history, especially American history, but I like the Barbary Wars, the founding of our nation, the founding of our Navy, when we started trading and doing commerce in the Africa and Europe. World War II, of course. I don't really like World War I for some reason. I can't get into World War I, but World War II, Civil War, early Americans, like the independence and like the French and Indian. I studied in college the Eastern Bloc communism, so I really found it fascinating the 1917 October Revolution and how the Bolsheviks took power in Russia and that whole thing. I found that to be a fascinating time period. I studied the big empires like the Mongolians, Persians. I can't really get the Roman Empire. Yeah, doesn't really interest me that much, but I thought let's see. I read a book, Letters Home from World War I, brutal. Yeah, so I mean, World War I, it's not something about the aesthetics of it, the style of fighting, the attrition, the meat grinder, just the way it started, the way the world got ensnared in it, and the way it ended. And I know it shaped much of modern geopolitics to this day, but I don't know. World War I but World War II, man, that's when technology was really starting to exponentially expand, and we saw, we went from biplanes at the beginning of the war to jets at the end of it. Was all artillery that you manned? Ryan, World War I was all artillery that you man, haha. Well, artillery nowadays is way different than what they were doing back in World War I, let me tell you. I mean, a cannon's a cannon, let me tell you. Yes, but the way Marines utilize artillery is absolutely nothing like World War I. If you want to learn awesome military tactics, learn up on the Mayan civilization and how they fought. We actually studied the Aztecs and the Mayans, and I got to tell you, man, they talk about well, it wasn't really till their civilization started failing that they became really disgusting people. But man, that's some gruesome stuff they did to their. God help you if you weren't on the home team, if you know what I mean. All right. Slipping. chuck. I'm gonna get a little more in here. What did I do with that? Oh, there it is. Oh. Dry. All right. Whew. Damon Anthony Carter Jr., what do you weigh? Right now, I've cut about 30 pounds since I got my injury. So I'm right about 200. Thank you, Ibn. People fighting in the background. No, those are kids. Kids are on the driveway. Having fun in the rain. Neo asks, how's the bicep old man? Oh, doing, man? Good. So I can take the brace off. I can articulate fully. I can stretch it. I can stretch it out. I just started doing really super light resistance. Like a little, like 2.5 5-pound weights. Whew. One of World War III has already started. Yeah, you could say it has. I don't mind geopolitics talk. So I'm going to do something today I haven't done in a while. I am going to work shoulders, sort of. I'm going to put this brace on again to immobilize the bicep. And I'm just going to start with some 10s here. Yeah, 10s aren't much. I haven't been able to work shoulders out since I hurt my arm. Rear delts. My max deadlift was just hair well, I actually did 710 for a double on the trap bar, but it was just under 700 pounds, 685, 690. I'm gonna hug my wife. Right now my cycle's nothing. Like, I haven't been on anything since surgery. I just started yesterday taking tests again, just because my blood work came back, and you don't want to go low testosterone. You know what I mean? So right now I am not doing anything. Well, I'm taking peptides actually. Now that might change depending. I'm actually trying to lose weight because for the next few months I'm gonna switch my focus from powerlifting to Muay Thai training. And it doesn't mean I'm not gonna strength train. It just means it's not gonna be my focus. Best Dragon Ball Z character. I like Beerus. My oldest brother did 335 kilograms in his day. Damn, what was his weight class? So I did on record, if you look me up, I got 670 at 220 body weight, 49 years old. And then my best squat on record was 620, but I was hitting, for this competition where I blew my bicep out, I was hitting I was repping 600 pounds for sets of 5. I think I would have got a 700 pound squat, or really goddamn close to it, with sleeves, not with wraps. I had a major milestone. 5 of me versus a gorilla. I still like the gorillas, I'll just be honest with you. I had a major milestone recently. I've said the last couple of times I've been in these streams. I'm 220 pounds. Finally hit 235 on bench. That's outstanding, by the way. You're 15 and you weigh 220. Where are you? What country are you from? He was like 30 in between 100 and 200 kilograms. Oh, yeah. You screwed up your shoulder. What'd you do, DB? How'd you screw it up? With a 405 pound squat and deadlift. Dude, those are really good numbers for a 15-year-old. That's nuts. No, I mean, I see like these big kids that play football that are, genetic freaks that are doing those numbers at 15, but not somebody that weighs as much as me. Curls and above the head. Yeah, shoulders are... See, I know a lot of people compete overhead press, and it is a competitive lift, but I don't like the overhead press for max weight. I like to go heavy, but I like to go light enough that I can control it. So I don't know, like if 240 is my max press, I'll be working out with like 198, 200. All the blessings, do not forget. Danny, I love you, brother. I'm glad you just popped by. Damn, I got all these youngsters, man. All these meat-eating youngsters. You know what I was doing at 15? Not lifting. I played basketball. It was a shooting guard. Football, too. Did some football. Oh, all right, I feel like, what can I do here? I wanted to do a little bit of resistance training before I got into bag work. I still gotta be careful with this arm. I can't do anything eccentric that puts force on the bicep. You do like one arm curls, just have one giant one. This is 2.5 pounds. I think what I'll do is I'm gonna use occlusion training. So I have occlusion bands somewhere. I gotta dig them out. Yeah, a little home equipment. For the second time. What kind of home equipment do you have, RL? For the longest time, I would just do, like, I would literally go to the park and work out at the playground, like the slides and I would do like dips in the railings and shit like that, pull-ups and stuff. If anybody's just popping on the stream right now and they see this, they're like, what the hell is this idiot doing? Here I am, baby. Am, baby. Let's see here, angle it that way. We get a flattering lighting for the quads. All right. Let's see here. Trying to get like you, 5'10", 176 pounds with a goal of 220 by next year. I have a little forearm hack I like to use. Is I do all of my pulling exercises without my thumbs. So if I'm rowing, until grip becomes a limiting factor, of course, and then you can, you know. Burns is precious. Phew. So whenever you guys are doing lightweight or moderate weight, in order to get to actual muscle failure, you have to get through that part when your muscles start burning, because that's not muscle failure, that's lactic acid buildup. So you got to get to that burning part and actually go to where your muscles stop working, or show failure. How's the arm? Not bad. It's I was curling 5 pounds today. Maggie, Simplify, hell yeah. What's your advice on gaining muscle with heavy or light weights? So I was just talking about that. Carrot. You can get hypertrophy with lightweight, provided you actually get to muscle failure. Most people quit when it starts burning real bad. That's not muscle failure. So it takes a lot of discipline to push through that. Heavier weight is, when you're doing 80% of your max, what are you gonna get, 3 reps? So that's easier. So the best thing I like to do for me is I do both. I do heavy and moderate weight. I don't really do anything under 50% 1 rep max. To me, that's just not efficient. There's body weight, like push-ups and stuff. Give me a second. Did you hear that bang? Hey, what was that? I guess they're shooting out fireworks. All right. Whew. I'm not riding the balls of my feet. I gotta knock this rust off before I start going back to class again. Oh shit, it is Cinco de Mayo. Eric LaPointe, what's up? Let's see, how long have I been on? 1:15, all right. This is not good. the pillow. So I can get these hips open. I'm going to use my fridge over here. There's a little stretch you guys can do at home if you want to try to be able to kick a little higher from the side. Find something waist high wherever you're comfortable. And stretch into it. And you want to turn your foot like you're kicking. Kind of stretch into that. And then we're going to raise it up as high as you can. And we're going to turn the rest of the way and do a single leg squat. And we'll rotate back. So you want to rotate through the whole kick. Can't get the hips open. I don't know. Shit ain't feeling right. Normally I have a way better range of motion, but it's just tight today. Here's the funny thing about Carrot. I do know what I'm doing. The hard part is getting my old ass fucking body to execute what I'm trying to tell it to do. Like, I know what I'm doing. I know exactly how to kick properly and how to turn the hips over your feet and apply leverage and power. But then, like, when I go to, like, snap one and the foot just don't work. Hey. Like, when I was younger, I used to do this thing called we used to, like, spin around and then bring up a leg and bam. Except for that would be at head height, full speed. If I were to do that now, I'd probably wind up in the hospital. I'm gonna spin around and then jump. Boom. Boom. I don't know. I think it's a hamstring injury. I'm pulling them. I'm afraid to like commit to the movement. Thoughts on Mike Mentzer's training ideology? Little Joe. I love it. So, Mike Mentzer, he didn't have the whole picture. So the last 3 years, almost 4 years, I've been training using Mike Mentzer's HIT philosophy. One set to failure. But the problem is, he was working with Arthur Jones, and Arthur Jones was trying to sell his Nautilus equipment. So, what Mike didn't get right, and if he would have stuck around the sport a little longer, he would have probably figured it out, was that you had to have blocks. You had to have blocks where you did high volume. You had to have blocks where you did conditioning. You had to have blocks where you healed your body. And what does that look like? That's periodization. Now we're talking about what? Conjugate, west side, barbell, that kind of stuff. So what if you took Mike Mentzer's HIT for the bulk of your hypertrophy training, but you had the 4 to 6 weeks of moderate weight, high rep conditioning, and then you had the peaking like the Olympic lifters do when they get ready to, get on stage. Add all 3 of those together, what does that look like? Well, that's my training. That's exactly how I've been training the last 4 years. And I got a lot of mileage out of Mike Mentzer's one set to failure, because the problem with the older lifters is we can't handle the volume like the younger guys do. So how does a guy like me make gains if I can't do the volume that a younger guy could do? Low volume, high intensity. No. What if I took that low volume, high intensity and I gave it to the younger guys? What does that look like for them? Dude, you guys could kill it. Like seriously, you could do half the amount of weight reps. But you're really pushing that one rep that one set to failure. You got to really mentally go for it. You have to really commit to progressive overload. And I think that's where, like any program, you're going to run into a plateau. And then when you hit that plateau, that's when it's time to change it up. So where Mike Mentzer got it wrong, or at least how he said he got it wrong, was he was not willing to decouple from that to go to like a higher volume program for a short period of time if he was running into issues like a plateau. If I'm running into issues on the bench, I'm going to drop down to 70, 65%, 70% of my one rep max, and I'm going to go high volume for 3 or 4 weeks. I might even do 3 bench days a week for a couple of weeks, 3, 4 weeks, and then go back to, HIT. So it's really like, I think Mentzer was onto something. He just had an incomplete, it was an incomplete program. It wasn't realistic. But you could get a lot of mileage out of it. The biggest thing I've learned, being 50 years old, is don't become ideologically possessed by a program, ever. Don't become so attached to something that you can't do anything else. And don't be afraid to say what you're doing isn't working and do something different. A lot of people, they get married to these training styles and they have to stick with them, and it's like, you don't want to do that, because like the second anything stops working for me, I'm doing something different. Legacy 96. She said, "Cheeky baby in the house. How's the arm?" It's not bad. At least it's a little tiny bicep, a little itty bitty thing. I just started doing a really, really mild resistance training. I don't know if I'm going to do any kicking tonight, guys. I was going to kick the bag, but I think I need to let this hamstring heal, because I can't. What's up, sweetheart?
Hey, nothing much. I'm gonna steal some ice cream.
Are you?
Yeah. Go back to your stream, sir.
I didn't buy those for you.
Well, you just take
Oh, yeah, actually, I did buy those for you.
Yeah, you did.
All right. Well, bring them in the house.
Yeah. Okay, Dad, get back to your stream.
I didn't really need your permission.
Go. Okay.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Well, guys, Well, I'm gonna rest this up tonight. I'll probably get online tomorrow, or maybe I don't know if we're gonna actually go to the gym. But I'm gonna get offline. It is 7:47. I'm gonna spend some time with my wife. Got a little training done today. It was all right. Didn't talk as much as we normally do. Any tips on improving my strength? Sprackman, hit me up on Instagram. We'll talk about it. What do you think about that last question I asked? After 4 months of training since deadlifting 405 pounds, I don't understand the question. 4 months of training since you hit 405 pounds? You know, man, my hamstring's hurting. I'm gonna let it rest. It's not healing like it should be. What the? Oh, you got the dryer's done. Yeah, I'm gonna call it a night, boys. 4 months since you lifted it. Well, I mean, Neil, if you're benching over your body weight and you're benching close to twice your body weight for squat and deadlift, I don't see why. I'm 15. I don't know. I don't really know. I don't know about the physiology of a 15-year-old when it comes to lifting heavy. But I'm going to tell you right now, old man's going to talk some shit. 405 pounds is not even adequate warm-up weight for me. So you should be going for the 5 plates next.
You're a dick.
Yeah, it is. That's a dick thing to say. No, I'm trying to encourage him. Those are good numbers, though. I mean, I'm 15. I don't think I lifted weights at all when I was 15. But I love you guys. I'll see you all on the battlefield.